Erica here, and I'm here with my booktubeathon and 24-hour and 48-hour readathon wrap-ups. I had a very chaotic week this week, so I did not get very much reading done, but let's talk about what I did do. The first book I finished for booktubeathon was the book you read only after dark, and that was Beauty by Kira Scott and Hugh Bear, and this is proclaimed as a fairy tale for grown-ups. It was translated from French by Joe Johnson, and it was really fun. The art's really fun, and I'll talk about it more in my graphic novel wrap-up. I read most of this the very first night of booktubeathon when it kicked off at midnight, and then I finished it up the next night when I got home from work. On Tuesday, which was my only day off the whole week, I was able to read all of Ma Rainey's Black Bottoms by August Wilson. I did this for the challenge of reading a book with yellow on the cover. Yay. So this is a play, and it is set in 1920 Chicago, and it takes course over one day, and it's kind of the snapshot of these black blues artists coming in to record a song in a recording studio, and the white men who run the recording studio, and kind of the little spiffs they get into, and it really represents the larger picture of racial tensions in Chicago and the entire U.S. at the time. So, super interesting. Would highly recommend. It was a really fast and really insightful and powerful read. So, I think you should do this. I also read most of Persuasion on Tuesday. I ended up finishing this on either Wednesday or Thursday. I did not like this. I gave it 1 star. Jane Austen and I have to break up. That's really all I want to say about it. I know some of you have been asking for reviews on it, and maybe I'll rant about it a little bit, but I'm just not a Jane Austen girl. It's not for me. Throughout the early part of the week, I read most of In Persuasion Nation, which is a collection of short stories by George Saunders. This is kind of his last major collection of short stories I had to read. I do want to dive into his backlist a little bit more, though. And it was fantastic. I will say this is not a great place to start with George Saunders. It's a little bit more gory and bloody. There's a lot of stories that kind of have some violence toward animals elements, so if that is not something you want to read about, don't read this. But if you have previously read George Saunders and adored him, you should definitely pick this up. And I read throughout the week about 55 pages of Sister Outsider by Audre Lorde. This is a collection of essays and speeches by Audre Lorde, and they range on a variety of topics that have a lot to do with race and queer theory and intersectional feminism and all kinds of awesome things. So I'm definitely going to continue this. I'm really enjoying it. It's a much easier read than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a little bit more dense than it is, but it's actually fantastic. Then the 24 and 48 hour readathon happened. So I said in my TBR that if I had to work a double shift either Saturday or Sunday, I was screwed for 24 and 48. I had to work a double shift on Sunday. So 24 and 48 kicked off at midnight at 12 a.m. Saturday. I got home from work at about 1 a.m. I read about 10 pages and passed out. And then Saturday, I had off in the morning, but from 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon until about 1 a.m. Monday, I was either at work or trying to get in the 6 hours of sleep that I was going to get in before I had to go back to work. So I worked from 4 p.m. until 12:30 a.m. Saturday, and then I had to be back to work at 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday and work until midnight on Sunday. So, didn't do great. I tweeted at some point, once I realized what my work schedule was, I was like, I'm just hoping to read for 3 hours, which I did. I read for a little over 3 hours Saturday morning. That was great. I finished Feminine Gospels by Carol Ann Duffy. This was one of the books this month for the Feminist Orchestra Book Club, and I was about halfway through it before the readathon started, but I went ahead and finished it up. This is a great collection. I recommend it. I managed to read all of Seconds by Brian Lee O'Malley. This is a standalone graphic novel about a girl named Katie who is a restaurant chef and some creepy weird things that happen to her when she realizes that she can eat a magic mushroom and erase her mistakes. And it was really good and really fun, so I'm very glad that I got to read this. And lastly, I read about 60 pages of this little book. I haven't hauled this yet. This is called Multiple Choice. It's by Alejandro Zambra. It is translated from Spanish by Megan McDowell. Alejandro Zambra is a Chilean author, and this is one of the weirdest books I've ever read. As you can see from the cover, it looks like an exam booklet, like a blue book. And the first section is multiple choice. And the second section is fill in the blank. And the third section is sentence elimination. It is so bizarre, but it has been such a blast to read. And it doesn't really tell a coherent story, but it kind of has little vignettes going on, and it also just made me think a lot about how I associate things and how I perceive the world so far. So I'm hoping to finish this soon. I have, like, not that far, like 40 pages to go. So that's been really fun. So I did not complete the challenge. Well, no. I finished 6 books altogether during Booktubeathon. I completed every challenge except read a book, then watch the movie adaptation. I read Persuasion for that challenge. I hated the book so much that I'm not going to watch the movie. And also I didn't have time to watch a movie. And I didn't finish 7 books. But all of my other challenges I did. George Saunders was the read a favorite author one. And I honestly don't even remember the other ones. It's fine. And then 24 and 48, I didn't get much done. But I did what I could given my circumstances. And it was still fun. So, hopefully next time there are readathons, I won't have to work as much. I was pretty much... The only time I was really home was Tuesday. All day Tuesday, Friday morning, and Saturday morning. From Monday to Sunday. All the rest of the time I was at work. And then Friday night was my fiance's birthday, so we went out. Anyhow, I'm rambling. If you participated in either or both the readathons, please let me know how you did. If you've read any of these books and would like to share any thoughts about them with me, you can do that as well in the comments, and I will be back soon. Bye!